Hey, welcome, welcome. It's Lily Rose. It's Lily Rose and Mama coming to you live. Okay, so today's topic that I really wanted to kind of share with you is dropping the story, right? We all have stories around things, right? Things that we want, things that we desire, right? Things that are important to us, right? Relationship stories, right? I can't have the man of my dreams because, or a big one that most people have, hey Jessica, is issues around money, right? I grew up with a dad that said money does not grow on trees, right? That was a story. Well, last time I checked, money's made out of paper and paper grows on trees. I mean, can you imagine that psychology growing up? If you said, if someone said money does grow on trees, a penny saved is a penny earned, right? I think some of you guys have all heard these amazing, not so amazing, but like these stories growing up, right? And there's stories that sometimes we buy into, right? We buy into that, there's a shortage or there's whatever the story is that we actually buy into, that there's scarcity, that there's not enough, right? That there's not going to be abundance, right? If someone's over here making a lot of money, then that means I'm not going to be able to make as much. And so I encourage you, whatever the story is, get very clear. We're going to start journaling, right? Hey, Judy, how are you? I love it. I love it. Hey, Kathleen, I miss. Start to really write it and get very crystal clear in your heart. Okay, the story is, and last night I was journaling. I woke up at like 1 o'clock in the morning and I just started journaling because it was like hitting me like there's so much like stories, right? And once we can drop the story, we can totally change the story into what we want it to be, right? Because our God says we can do all things through Christ Jesus, right? If you say to that mountain, move, that mountain will move if you believe, right? So we are more than conquerors, So it's like all music blasting in the car. So anyway, whatever the story is, right? Whatever the story is, right? My husband's this, my person's that, or my kids are always, right? Or I've always been fat, that's just the way it is. Or my family, I don't have good, right? I heard this yesterday from a girl, I don't have good genes. I heard a beautiful girl say, I have great genes, that's why I'm always so skinny. And so I thought, oh my gosh, that's amazing psychology, right? So what is the story that we have with anything that's not showing up in our life? If you have something that is not showing up the way that you desire it, it's because there is a story around it. Drop the story. So when you just write it out, so today's homework, and I'll put it in there, today's story, right, Lily Rose? Can we say hi? Can we say hi? Can we say hi? So today's story, today's homework, is to drop the story, write out exactly what the story is. Do not be ashamed because that's in there, right? If that story is stuck inside, once you see it on paper, you're like, I believe that, right? I woke up this morning thinking, oh my God, a penny saved is a penny earned. Money doesn't grow on trees. I woke up saying that and seeing that. Oh, we got the beautiful Rachel coming on in. So think about what your story is. Think about how you're holding the story and think about how that story is manifesting in your life. Here, I'll come over here. I'll come say hi to Rachel. You say hi? Woo! Hey. We're fixing to get excited over the beauty bar. So, we just want to say I love you. I will put homework into the comments about showing up. And this is just a magical thing because think about God says, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move mountains. And the reason you have not because you ask not. And a lot of times we don't look at money as like, oh my gosh, I want rivers of money to flow in and through me, not for me, but what I can do for the world, right? Who I can bless, right? When women, it's like amazing how women, we are such blessers, right? It's our birthright to be able to take care of other women and families and children, right? You talk to a woman who is empowered and making money, and I can tell you that her money is probably going towards other women and other blessings and helping that family, right? Right? Say we are around women that just bless other women. And so a lot of times what I've seen about reading around highly successful women is they look at money in an extraordinary way, right? Where people that really feel like there's a lack of money, they look at money. It's a relationship with money in a completely different way. Same thing with relationship. So today, whatever is showing up in your life that you're not happy with, because it doesn't, maybe you've got the money thing figured out and maybe it's relationship. Start journaling what's the story around it and then get to remember, we get to recreate the story. You get to recreate and rewrite the story. And everything goes with ease, flow, and grace, right? We want to do everything with ease, flow, and grace. So if it was to be my absolute ideal scene, what would that look like? What does my ideal, absolute ease and flow scene look like, right? What's the story? Is the story true? what would it look like if that was not the story and I get to rewrite the story? So I will put homework in the post. Oh, hey guys, hey Karen Meadows, hey Kathy Taylor, hey Corolla, woo, CJ, oh my God, I love it, hey Rob. So think about the story, right? Because anything that's showing up is anger, frustration, bitter, anything that you don't want, right? If you're not walking around buzzing, it's because there's a story in there that you have bought into, and that story is not serving you, right? So when we wake up and we're angry, we're frustrated, we're tired, we don't feel good, it's because all of a sudden, and I heard my good friend Rebecca say something the other day, and it really hit me. A lot of times we walk around and we say, why? And it's kind of like, my, like chirping. Your cells are not going to be alive with energy if you're saying why this, why that, why does this person have to be so rude? Why does this person have to be so negative? It's like, okay, who can I be in order so no one is negative around me? That's extraordinary, right? Who do I have to be that nobody can be negative around me, right? Not why is everyone so negative, right? Because if I say why is everyone so negative, guess what's coming my way? A bunch of negativity, right? Right, Lily Rose? Right? So we had to jump out of the car to reconnect. So think about it. If your husband's not showing up, the other day I changed the story, right? Because Danny Bono is freaking amazing, right? He's amazing. He's amazing, and he is obsessed with me, and he loves me, and he's so obsessed with me. So I started saying that, and I'm like, oh my God, my husband just loves me, and he's totally obsessed with me. Well, the other day I changed my story, right? I changed my story from, blah, 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 whatever, to, oh my God, my husband's obsessed with me. He's calling me constantly. And then what's so funny is when he's calling me, he's like, babe, where are you? What are you doing? What's going on? And then the other day I spent the night with my moms, and he's like, you're not coming home, blah, 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 blah. We miss you, blah, blah, blah. The kids and I'm like, it's a girl slumber party. I got Lily Rose. I got Grandma Jean. And I said, and I got Kelly Bell. I said, it's a girl party over here. You got the boy party. Have fun. So then he had Hunter call me at 5 a.m, and everyone's like, we're missing you. Get home. And I'm like, it's one day, people, but I changed the story, right? From like whatever, because my husband can be kind of like, oh babe, do whatever you want, to like, no, he's obsessed with me. He loves me. He's following me around. We get to this state of play. It's fun. It's exciting, right? And so all of a sudden he's messaging me all day, and I'm like, dude, and he's fun. He's like, babe, I go, can you pick up the kids, honey? He goes, only if you come home tonight before curfew. I'm like, when's curfew? He's like, now. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So have fun, play. This is your world. We're all walking through it. You get to create it by design. You get to co-create it with your creator, right? I was just pumping out the Christian music, and, it's like, that song, God's so good. There's just so many good songs. I'm trying to think of all of them coming through. But anyway, I get fired up on the way to school, right? So if you're listening to music that's bringing you down or putting you into an angry space, get rid of it. It's not worth it, right? Guard your heart and your mind of what comes into it. So I love you guys. I love you, Ashley. So the homework today is journal whatever it is that is showing up for you, where you're maybe frustrated or angry, or it's just not showing up how you want it to be. Write the story, all the things that you have associated with it, right? Because we all have stories, right? We grew up in a household. That household had stories. We bought into the stories. We bought into the lies, right? If we didn't buy into the lies, we would be buzzing. We'd all be millionaires. We'd all have incredible lives. We'd all have, right? Because we'd be living without the stories, right? The stories are what kind of hold us down. So write out the story. You can change anything. You can change the dynamic of anything. But the reality is you have to change in order for the relationship or anything to change. You have to step in and own your power, right? Step in and own it, right? So anyway, I just want to say I love you. I will put the homework in the comments, and just start to write and journal. The biggest tip I can give you is just to start to journal. Whatever's showing up, start to journal it. I'm stuck, I'm frustrated, I'm angry, blah, 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 blah. Once all that comes out, guess what there is? Creativity, there's love, there's excitement, there's joy. If you are feeling like you're hitting a wall in any area, start journaling, right? If all of a sudden you're like, every relationship's failed, maybe you're going through your 3rd divorce, right? And you're like, I just can't figure out this relationship. Well, let's talk about what's the story about the relationship, right? There's got to be a story there, right? There's a story going around, that relationship, or relationships in general. They're hard work. Well, if a relationship's hard work, well, my gosh, it's probably not going to last, right? If it's incredibly difficult, to have a relationship, to be in relationship is just so hard, right? If we hear these all the time, right? Marriage is the hardest thing, right? It should not have to be, right? But that's the story we've bought into. So let's start creating our new stories. Let's have fun. Start journaling. If I can get everyone to start journaling, it was a practice that I used to do a long time ago when I was creativity. I got pregnant. I kind of got fearful. I stopped journaling. I stopped kind of like letting flow come through me. And then all of a sudden now I'm back to it, and all of a sudden rivers of flow, rivers of wisdom are coming out. I just feel like, I'm back in like alignment with my creator. I just feel like everything's kind of coming, and you don't realize when you've got a story, right? My story was I wasn't going to have her. That was the story. The story was she wasn't gonna come to pass, right? That was the big story, right? That was the big story. And oh my God, what an angel baby, right? What an angel baby, right? Right? My story though was that oh, look at that smile. Right? My story was she wasn't gonna come to pass. So I just froze. I didn't know it. It was all unconscious. I just froze. I was moving forward in life. I was putting one foot into another. I was creating an amazing company. I was keeping myself busy. But if I had to really, once I started journaling and really getting honest with what was happening, I was scared. I was so scared. I was like, I'm so scared. And then every time I'd go in, and maybe it was just the fact that I was so scared, we could never find a heartbeat. But that was the story, right? I created that. And when I listened to that story, I was like, I don't know how to have a baby. I don't know if it's going to be living or dead. It's a coin flip at this. And when I started hearing that story, I was like, oh my God, that's a sad story. Now, I do think part of it too was I had that MFTHR factor. One different methafolate pill was huge. So I do feel like there could be something scientific wrong if you've even had one miscarriage. Please go get the MFTHR factor. Normally it's as simple as a baby aspirin to extra vitamin B, and it's normally something natural that you can't get a prescription for, so doctors really don't go there. So if you've ever struggled with a miscarriage, there might be an MFTHR factor in there somewhere. It took me 3 miscarriages to get that testing. When they did that testing, they said, yep, you've got it. All you need is a baby aspirin and a methylated folate. Other people's are different. Right? It's what your body doesn't assimilate. Without folic acid, it's really hard for a baby to survive. It's really hard for a baby to survive without the folic acid, and my body did not assimilate folic acid. So one little pill, is maybe the difference. So, but anyway, whatever the story is, right? How are you going to live it by design, right? Because this is my little miracle that came, right? Say hey. And Brian, I know you have a miracle that came, right? We got our miracles. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah. Oh my God, she lights up the world. Let me just tell you, she makes everybody so happy. Okay, so what's the story that you're going to drop today? How are you going to flow with rivers of abundance, right? In relationships, in marriage, in cash flow, right? Rivers of cash are flowing to you right now. How are you going to step into that and own it? Okay, I love you. I'm headed for a workout with Rachel, and I'm so excited, right? I'm moving my body. I'm getting this weight off, right? I'm so skinny. I'm going to be so awesome. I mean, life is great. Fat is just melting off my body as we speak, right? As we speak, it's just melting off. I don't even have to work out and it melts off, right? Okay, I love you guys. So see, that one's a hard one for me. I got to do some more journaling around it because I noticed when I was like, oh, I had to step into that space. So I love you guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Oh, Mary Claire, I have your lip balms for you and I'm so excited. I kind of want to hold them at the beauty bar to make sure you come in so we can give you a makeover, right? And we do free makeovers over at the beauty bar. So if you guys ever feel like coming in and getting your beautiful free makeover on your way to work or from work, just message me and we will get you into the beauty bar and just have a beautiful makeover. And there's nothing like women coming in with no makeup on and leaving feeling like whoosh, right? It's an awesome feeling and we love it and it lights us up. Okay, I love you guys. God bless and hope this wasn't too long. Love you all.